we won't have a whole lot of artifacts to have to assess. So we're very lucky that we are chosen for this group. So I think, well, it'll work out fine. But what I want to do today is go through some of the steps of how we're going to go about making sure that we are doing the correct thing. So I'm going to show you a little short PowerPoint and hopefully get through the stages of what we want to do and how we're going to go about it, and then see if you have any questions. So our calibration process is what we want to do first. And what we want to do is make sure that we're applying the rubric, the problem-solving rubric, in the same way, so that all of us are sort of on the same page when we're looking at the different artifacts that we have, because we have a lot of different areas involved here. And obviously we don't know each other's field. So we have to kind of understand how to evaluate those different artifacts. In the calibration process, we're going to do like a practice. So each going to get one artifact, and you're going to get a form that is going to be sent to you with a survey version of the rubric. And then by next Thursday, you'll have only 3 artifacts to kind of practice on to fill out the rubric, the problem-solving rubric. You'll have one from each of the, one from different, I think we only put 3 on there, one from different programs. So they're going to be located on the T drive, and it will give you the link, so you don't have to copy any of this right now. But we'll send everything out for you. But it'll show you where it is on the T drive, and then we'll have another Zoom meeting to discuss if there's any differences of opinion and where we marked agree and disagree, or met or not met on the form. I'm going to stop my sharing for a moment and share a different screen. This is what when you click on the link, this is what the problem-solving rubric is going to look like. So you are going to go to this link, and then you'll have the different artifacts. And you see there's only 3 for us to practice on. So you'll select the one that you found on the T drive, and you'll click on it. Well, for some reason it's not letting me click on it, but you'll click on it, and then you will go all the way down, and you will put met or not met. You'll select your answer, met or not met. You'll look at it to see, did it formulate a problem statement with evidence of most relevant contextual factors, and statement has adequate analysis. You'll go through each step of the rubric, and you'll say if it met or not met, and click on each one for you to determine your choice. So you'll go through each of the, I think there's 6 or 7, yes, 7. And then at the end, you'll just submit it. And then you'll have the option to go back and do the next one. So you'll select the next one that you're looking at, and you'll go through and do that. And then I'm going to collect all the responses, and like I said, we will get back together, and let me share my screen again. We'll get back together if there are any discrepancies and go through the process to see if there needs to be any discussion on what needs to change. So like I said, we have some artifacts that we're going to assess. So after we do our practice, that'll give us an idea of how we want to evaluate, how it kind of works, And also, if there's something from nursing that we're not really sure about how they did their problem solving, someone from nursing can give us an idea of what the assignment was about and help us to understand it a little bit better. And then that way we can make a decision a little bit better if the student met or didn't meet. And so hopefully we can all come to a good decision and then have a better understanding of each other's artifacts. So after we have our little practice, then we will each get assigned a number of artifacts to assess. So we're not just doing, obviously just yours like you normally would in a normal year. You're going to be looking at ones from these different programs that we have represented today. So each artifact will get reviewed by 2 people in this group. So I'm going to, after we do our practice, I'll email you a link and you'll get a list of your artifacts, and that'll come out by September 15th. And then you'll have all the way till October 15th to go through and rate all of your artifacts. So that'll give you a month. And then by October 24th, I hope, if it works out time-wise, that we can then, if 2 of you disagree on a met or not met, that we can get together and kind of make a decision about if it should be a meet or a not met, and how to rate those different artifacts. So we can come to some kind of agreement. And we have some, Susan Hall is very good at doing this, from what I heard from Deborah Hadaway. So she's here to really help us in this process to do the calibration. And so I think she'll be a big help to us when we are trying to go through and make some of these decisions. So the final data results will be shared by this group. So we're going to review the results, and then hopefully we can all contribute to the analysis of the results. And then we're going to put it into a single report. So we have all the way till December to develop some action plans. So once we get our results and have our analysis, we can communicate out what action plans need to be done. And keep in mind, this is for the entire college. So these are core competencies these are for the entire college. So what we are looking at is action plans, not just for your program, but for the entire college. So this process obviously is just a little bit different than what you've done in the past. So we're hoping that it's going to be a better process, that we have a lot more people involved, that we're getting to look across different disciplines, and we're getting to see a lot of different, get the understanding of how other people are doing things in their programs. And I think it is going to be a really great process, and I think it'll go really well. I think with us being the guinea pigs, maybe a little bit of a learning curve. Now, in arts and sciences, they know a lot more about this process than we do. So luckily, we've got 2 representatives from arts and sciences that can guide us along in the process. So what questions do you have for me at this moment?
I have one, Jackie.
Okay.
Define what I guess we're supposed to get these artifacts and put them on a drive, right? Then divide them up or whatever and evaluate these artifacts. So I'm trying to get a picture of what an artifact is, or more clear picture of what an artifact is.
Okay, it's basically the assignment that you turned in for core competency. So whatever you did for problem solving, that's your artifact. So think about what your program did for problem solving. Can you remember the assignment that was for
So,
problem
so would it be
solving?
a student's assignment on that,
Mhm,
or
mhm.
what they turned in? Okay.
Exactly,
Be
exactly.
one or be several or what?
Yeah, you'll have several that you'll look at. So you might look at some from nursing, some from your program, some from Jeremy's program. So there'll be some from arts and sciences, I mean from different programs.
And
Okay.
Jan,
Mark,
were you go-
if
Jan,
you
were
don't
you
know
gonna
what
say
was,
something?
yeah, I was just gonna say, if you don't know what was submitted, you need to check with Philip. He's the one, I guess, that decided which assignment it was gonna be. So from the computer science piece of it, that's where you would check. But as far as the other ones, they're gonna all vary.
I know exactly what the assignment is. I'm just, so pick one student's submission of that assignment and that's my artifact. Is that right?
Well, they have already been submitted.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to worry about that. All the
Okay.
artifacts have been submitted. So we have them all on the T drive. So they're
Okay.
already there. So
Okay.
what basically is going to happen is you will, if I was on campus, I could show you, but the T drive and where they are located, but I'm not on campus today. But the I lost my train of thought. But the artifacts are there. They have already been submitted. And so you don't have to submit anything. Basically, you'll just be assigned certain artifacts, and those are the ones that you are going to evaluate using the rubric. So that way you don't have to do every single one from your program and every single one from nursing. You'll just have certain ones that you'll be assigned.
Mhm.
But the first round we're doing is just a practice on those three.
Mhm.
And I haven't sent you the link out yet, and I haven't sent you out all the information for that, but I'm going to do that right after this meeting. So then
Jackie, I can pull that up if you want to let me share.
okay, sure. You should be able to share. See if you can
Oh,
share.
okay. Wow, what did I do with it? Okay, maybe this is that. All right, so, and she can send you the pathway to find this. So it's under department shares, shared folders. She'll send out this pathway.
Yeah.
APR data, 2022-23 core competency assessment artifacts, and you guys are doing problem solving. And then
Right.
within that are the different folders with all the artifacts. So for instance, this is the manufacturing. These are their artifacts. And so Jackie will tell you which one you're gonna assess first for the practice round. Once that gets ironed out, then you'll go back and complete the rest, all, the whatever other ones you're assigned. So she'll send this pathway out, but this is what it looks like. Are you able to see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to say about it, as far as the reason we changed the process, was the data we got in the past was really useless because people were using those rubrics in so many different ways. We had so many different types of programs, meaning programs that didn't even require gen ed courses. So it really didn't mean much as far as the data coming from the programs. So this is the other reason that we're trying to do it, is so we can get more consistent data. Also, SACS requires that we assess at the college wide, at the college level, not at the program level necessarily. So all this data is going to be pulled together to assess and to make, determine if action plans are needed and things like that. So those are the two primary reasons we've switched to this process. We're building the train as we do it, as we do it. So be patient, and if you have questions, feel free to ask. That's all.
Yeah, I think it'll be enjoyable to actually get to see some other, how other people are doing, some of these different core competencies. And I think it'll be a little, pretty interesting process for us. So like I said, I'll send you that email in just a few minutes. And that should give you a week. And like I said, there's only 3 just to for us to practice on. And Jan has showed you, and it will have on the email, and it also had on that once you go to the link, it shows you how to get to this pathway. It shows you the whole pathway to get to the T drive back on that page that I showed you. So it's not difficult to find the artifacts, but yeah, you have to be on campus or either have the VP, what do you call it, VPN?
Yeah.
Mine, for some reason, mine's not working ever since I got my new computer, but I need to go get somebody to help me get it fixed. But so that's how it's going to go, but we're going to work through this together. So you won't be alone. And if you're working on it and you have questions, definitely email me and we can do it together. If need be, you and I can work together by Zoom or in person. If you want that, I'm be glad to work with you in person or on Zoom if it gets too confusing. Okay. Well, I appreciate your help, and I know that Jan does too, and your program. Appreciate you doing this for them too.